This is great. I love it. Here we go, baby. I'm going to help you be successful. That's my job. Believe it. I've been doing this 27 years. That's a fact. Disney ESPN ain't going to help you because none of them know the right side. Trust me, they know nothing. Let's kick their ass. They don't know a damn thing about handicap. And I'm coming after you, Disney. I'm the guru. I am Sportsguru.vegas. That name was earned by picking winners. That's how it works. Make no mistake, I'm here to win. That's right. Absolutely. We're here to win, but the Bills aren't. Right, Gurus? The Bills aren't. They're not. That's hurtful. Right. Welcome to my show, Sports Guru Vegas, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the greatest city in the world. In about 3 weeks, we're going to be 4 weeks, 3 weeks actually, roughly. We're going to be hosting the Super Bowl 3.5, whatever you want to call it. And that's huge, right, for Las Vegas. I came here in 98. Welcome to my show. The new followers on TikTok and on X.com, Twitter, X.com. Welcome to you as well. I've been promoting the show lately on my short videos that I send out for the games. And I'm starting to they actually encouraged me to on TikTok. They told me to add more time. If you do a minute or more, they said you get more traction, whatever. That's fine and dandy. But now I'm starting to promote the show. At least I haven't been able to get out and meet the people on the strip. That should change coming up soon here. Matter of fact, this week hopefully, because I really love being out on the strip. The energy level, the tourism, especially now with the Super Bowl. There's going to be people from all over the world. It's there's nothing else like it, gurus. There's just nothing like it. And if you've never been here, you got to at least. I tell people I've lived here for 25 years, most of, and I tell people you have to experience Vegas at least once in your lifetime, so you know how you feel about it. You can listen to people. It until you get here, you won't know. It's a big city now. It's like being in close to like being in downtown Manhattan. I used to live in Jersey for a little while and about a year, and it's like going into Manhattan. Nothing like the skyscrapers there, but keep in mind when I moved here at the beginning, we didn't have the strip. Didn't look like a Times Square, if you will. There wasn't these magnificent 5-star casinos, hotels and all that. It was, a few very solid casinos, and they're still here. But they're tearing the old ones down slowly, putting up these new magnificent places. And they're a city within a city, gurus. That's the only way I can describe it to you. You're in a city, another city, and it's really neat. Each have their own themes. They each have their own type of performers they hire, and they give each of them their own time, if you will. It's a great place, though, as long as you can manage. Again, it's not for everyone. I understand that. The people I came here with aren't even here anymore, right? So that'll tell you it's not for everyone. But I'm here because it's been good to me. I've been good to it, as good as you can be, gurus. Nothing comes easy, and a lot of tread there. But I've been helping people with sports for a long time, over 25 years, win money. And so that qualifies me to start this show. I've been wanting to start it earlier. I did start it in 19 on YouTube. It wasn't like this where I'm doing a daily sports show. It was more of a cooking show / games, and I was shooting it. But my plan was to shoot it on a daily basis, that show. It didn't work out because of the pandemic. I got sick over the last 3 years, so I haven't been able to make a commitment to do something like this. And I've already explained to the gurus before, you have to prep the show. That means these games have to be done by the time before the show starts, about an hour. So I have time to load it on the show, and I understand what I'm going to talk about today, gurus. And I always lead in with news and everything, what happened last game, because it's important. But everything's important as far as I'm concerned. I try to focus on the games as much as possible, and we're going to be doing that. We have 2 round robins today. In fact, I'll put a little something out here for you guys. This is and I'll put the round robin out in a second. I just want to talk briefly about yesterday, Gurus. Um, we went 2-1 on our round robin. And again, the NBA won. That's 5-0 since Friday, bouncing off the college disappointment that we should bounce back with today. We have a couple college games. I'll give those out with an NBA game today. I tried to edit the NBA today and give you the one I felt had the best chance, but it's pretty much random. But we're always going to go with the points at home. We're going to take the Mavericks, and I'll explain that in a second. But yesterday, a very, very difficult game. It was a great game, the Bills. I won't talk about the Lions much because I predicted that would be a 7-point or more win, and that's what it was exact, about 8 points, actually. So that's good. That did everything I thought it would. It followed the exact thought process I had in the game. But as you know, Gurus, and I did hit that 3-teamer with the Ravens money line and the 49er money line. So we hit that. I spoke about that to you, Gurus, on Friday. I should have posted it. I didn't. I talked about it. I did say it paid 2-1, and I will do that from now on because that's a bet. I told you to bet it, but I have to put it out there. Yeah. I figured by putting it in a game format, which is what I did, I put the Ravens money line with the Niners money with the Portland on Friday night. I rolled it over, but I should have added the other bet I made with them. I did speak of it and I did tell on Friday. Now, from now on, that will be posted, Gurus, so that you have that. Because all we need every dime we can get, as we all know, that paid 2-1 on my money, that ticket. So very close to that, basically 2-1. So that's good. And any profit is we have to grab, we have to take. That's how we keep going and sustaining ourselves. And we try to find as many angles as possible to just get an advantage on the house. And we know it's tough. We're not there yet. Again, we competed. We won over the very close. If you factor Friday's ticket in with yesterday's, we hung, we met, came very close. And I didn't even. I had a bad day in college hoops, and that happened. So, we're always there, Gurus. And again, that to me matters. I did the show because of that. There is no investment company out there, whether it's me, I'm not licensed to do this, but just because you have a license, we know that a lot of the brokerage firms out there, they can't promise you a profit at all. They can't. The banks can give you a small profit if you buy CDs or some worthless account that won't pay you anything. Sure, you want 1%, but okay, here. Give me, 5 minutes. So it's ridiculous. But this type of more sophisticated betting, I call this like option trading, Gurus. That's really what it is. If you want to compare it to trading in the market, this is extremely close. Round robins, not parlays. Parlays are extremely aggressive options, I call those. They pay a lot better, but you have to win every game. And as you can see, Gurus, I don't want that type of pressure. I'm not asking for that. That's why I released the round robin. In a sense, I still understand. I know I have to hit 3-teamers. I get that. And that's why I'm doing this, because I'm able to do that. My record speaks for itself on TikTok and Twitter. You can look at the games, look them up. But NBA continues to be solid for us. We keep covering in the NBA. That's good. We want to maintain that standard. And again, everything has standards, Guru. Even though I can't control outcomes, what I can control is what we're betting and who we're betting it with, and connecting the games and giving ourselves the best shot. NBA's winning, so when I have good bets, I put it with the NBA. The NBA does a good bet in the NBA is all about the same. There's a few that stand out, but most of them is just random in my eyes. There are some that stand out, so it'll push me to bet a game where I wouldn't bet. That does happen a lot in the NBA. Now, the results of that are random, but we are certainly on the right side. I challenge anyone out there who's outperformed Guru in the last, I would say, 4 weeks now in the NBA. Very solid we've been. So we always have to look, Gurus. Although our eye is on profit and being in the black, that's what our goal is through this show. It's not our only goal, because if it was that, I wouldn't be doing this. It's you can't reach a profit status unless you're competing to get there. You can't. You're too far behind. And we have to. That hasn't happened with Guru. We're in good position. We have a nice run coming up. We have 2 college games. I'm going to release those here in a couple minutes. But just to talk about Buffalo real quick, Gurus, I'm not blaming that game on Allen at all. At 0, Gurus. I put this on his receiver Higgins. He dropped a beautiful throw, 60-yard pass. Higgins, I'm sorry. You have to catch that ball for your team. You have to catch that ball for your team. That's it. Anything that happened after that, you can blame Allen for choking, I will call it that, down the stretch. I think they got comfortable when they got in field goal range and decided, come on, Gurus. Still a minute 45. They had 2 timeouts, the Chiefs. Are you kidding me? But here's how I view this, and I won't go very far because I want to go over today's games. When you're at home in this situation, right, when it comes to winning, you have to extend games sometimes. You may not win them in the regulation. You have to try to extend them. The way to extend that is, yes, Allen missed a throw in the end zone at the end. He also missed a player that was trailing in front of him that would have been able to dump the pass off, maybe not for a first, but closer field goal. Right? Because in that position, in my opinion, I've been watching this and betting a long time, you're trying to middle it. You don't want to take yourself out of field goal range because that ties the game, even though you're facing the greatest quarterback maybe in football history. We know that because look at his numbers. He hasn't thrown any picks, and give me a break. And I knew that going into the game, but I'll explain my strategy more on Friday when we lead up into the games on Friday. I'm going with the Ravens in that game. I'm going to stand by my logic. I will talk about that later in the week. There's no reason to talk about it now. I am looking to bet the Ravens, and everything tells me that I'm okay with that. The other game is for later, the Lions-Niners. But I do want to congratulate the Lions. They did cover the number for us and the spread. They played a solid game. I thought that game exactly went how I thought. Buffalo actually went how I thought, Gurus. I thought Buffalo did everything I thought they needed to do to win this game, and they did. You have to make that catch. You have to force Mahomes to make a touchdown to beat you on the road. The bottom line is that pass would have got him inside the red zone. It might be a touchdown. The guy might have fallen. He might have scored, Higgins. Diggs. I keep saying Higgins. Diggs. You know what? I deserve to fuck his name up. That was a horrible play. I'm glad I fucking misspelled his name. Fuck him. I'm serious. I'm going to say it right now. I'm calling him out. Diggs, correct, Mark? Diggs. Dig the fucking pass out, Diggs. Dig it out of the air when it comes right into your hands. That was a beautiful throw. There was over 3 minutes left in the game. That game, even if Mahomes comes and scores, you can score again and win or tie it. Give me a break. That is disgraceful. I've watched sports for decades of shit. You cannot drop that pass. No exceptions, Gurus. Period. None. He cost his team the game. He's an all-pro receiver. He complains and whines about not getting enough passes to him. Fuck him. He just cost his team the game. That's 100%. Pisses me off. That was a disgrace. And then I watched the ball go wide right, just like Norwood 33, almost to the day, years ago. Wide right. right? So is Buffalo a cursed organization? I don't think so. Catch the ball. Really? Come on, you guys. They've been through hell, this state. Uh, Blizzards of every kind, lakefront, it's ridiculous. You have to make that play. Allen played a very good game. Anyway, we made a little money still, so it sucks. I'm rooting for the Bills. I wanted them to win. I feel for the state. I went through a lot of trauma. They tried a fake punt with the guy that had a heart attack last year. 4th and 5 in their own inside of the field. So the coach has to go, Gurus. That's it. Coach has to go. I would bring up the offensive coordinator. Why not? What does it matter anymore? They can't beat the Chiefs now. This was their shot. They're 0-3 in the postseason against them now. So anyway, let's move on to the games today. But I am angry about this, Gurus. Cost us a ticket. So here we go. Okay, we got the Mavericks today, Prairie View, and Montana money line. So we have 2 college games and we have an NBA. Now, obviously, we've been hot in the NBA. We hope that continues. We have another round robin I'm going to share with you after this one, and it's all NBA. Small board today in college. That doubles tomorrow. Then that doubles the next day, and it stays that for the next, and then it doubles the Saturday to triples. It's insanity, but that's what we do. Um, but the Mavericks were taking it home. We're betting. We just took the Rockets against Boston yesterday, and we won. Okay, they didn't cover the 11 they were laying. So now we're going to try and catch them on maybe they're a little tired. They're going to go over to Denver here, and they beat up on Denver last year, and maybe Denver remembers that. Maybe they come out hard. They're not going to forget it, I can tell you that. And they're playing yesterday, so let's try and pick on that. We've been winning some of these games lately, Gurus. We're going to pick on this team on the road, Boston, take Dallas, and then we're going to go into a small conference. I think it's the SWAC, Prairie View, or I believe, or one of Southern at. And they're, I'll tell you where they're at. They're at Alcorn, if you care. They're plus 3.5. And I like this bet. It's got, some layers to it. So hopefully, and again, the college basketball is obviously due to correct off what we had. It's not that bad, but it was not good last week. For Guru, that's strange because we're really supposed to. Saturday is our bread and butter day most of the time. And I looked at that NC Central game. They were up 11 with, or 14 with 6 minutes to go. I don't know what happened, but it did. They stopped scoring. Um, but Montana money line, they just lost this team earlier this year. This is more of a team. They usually like to beat each other up at home. And we're going to take Montana in this spot. We like this position as well. This one you can bet a little more money on today, Gurus, 10 to 20%, because we're doing the college to start winning. I would do that. We're probably going to bet. We're going to add to it. I think we're at about 20%, right, Mark? We went on it. So anyway, so we want to maintain the Dallas, the NBA, hopefully. Prairie View, a small conference. I like getting points, obviously, Gurus. That helps. But you have to be able to win no matter what. Whether you're laying or getting, you have to win. You have to win. And Montana's on the money line. And that's a small number, Gurus. That's about 130 for you. 130, that's a decent number. So let's try to hit that today. That'd be nice. And then we're going to do the next ticket in the NBA, which again, we've been very solid. I'm grateful for that, Gurus. It's lined up well. We've done good editing on top of that, Mark and I. Editing is where the work is, Gurus. That's where all the years of experience come in. That's why I want you to watch me, because I didn't have this when I started. And, I just didn't. They didn't have any. I started in 96. They didn't have any. They just had the internet. I think at the Stardust, you could go into this. They called it a library for handicappers, and you could access their internet. That's how far back this goes. Gurus. I never looked at it. I still, well, I do notebooks still. That's just notes. Obviously, I use the internet vastly now, right? There's a lot of layers to all this. There's calculations. There's, oh my God, my brain is like mush when I'm after my show. I usually take a nap because I'm tired from doing the games to get to the show, and then I need a break. I wait at least an hour to post on TikTok, Twitter. I just need a break, and that. So Mark's here right now helping me out, and that has made it easier. He has to go back, and but we're going to work that all out, gurus. Our goal is obviously the Super Bowl. It's in 3 weeks, or less than that now, a little less. And then we have college basketball, which is vast until probably like the middle of March. I'd say like the second week, end of the second week of March ends the conference. So I'd say for that first week solid of March, it's busy still. And then the second week it dies down after it's close. The last week is reasonable. There's not much to do. Meaning it's half the board, and then they all play the conference tournaments. You guys know how it works. And then most of them, it's about five conferences that come to Vegas and play. And I've gone to some of those games. They're a lot of fun. There's a lot of people out right now. It's a great time of the year. The weather's beautiful. This is in mid-March, gurus. I highly recommend you come out here and watch some of these tournament games. They're not that overpriced, really. Some of the venues are like, there's a venue in Henderson I think they play at. There's a smaller conference there. So, basketball to me is basketball. Sure, you want to see the top players and teams, but I love basketball. My brother and I played a lot growing up, one-on-one. And that's why I was a good player. I was always playing older people, lefty, right? But I've always loved the game. Always loved the game. I met Mark in late '90s, and we became friends in early 2000. And we both love basketball. That's just our passion. Our playoffs we loved, and we've been successful to help people with it. And you're seeing that, gurus. We are doing well in the NBA, and we're holding our own in college. This is a good time to start going up. Because as the season grows, so goes the history. The stronger the information for Guru. We got to get that done, Gurus, and we will. We will. We're mixing it today with the last ticket I showed you. This ticket is all round robins in the NBA. Memphis is getting 7, and Morant's out. This team doesn't play that bad, really. They're very bad without him, but then they started playing better once he came back. I don't know what's going to happen now, Gurus, but they're getting 7. Neither team's going to the playoffs. Siakam just got traded by Toronto, so they're basically doing wholesale changes now. They're dumping payroll. They're in a lame duck year. I have no problems taking Memphis. Memphis was anticipated to go to the playoffs and maybe go to the Western Conference Finals. That was possible. They almost made it last year. But the Lakers took them out. Interesting. But again, neither team is going to the playoffs. But we are going to bet them. They're getting a good number on the road. It's a long flight. Who cares? I don't believe anyone will be arrested because Morant's not playing, right? We had the game with the Hornets where my best player got arrested. That because the team's depleted. They didn't have Hayward or Ball. So this freak goes over there and he gets arrested at the Canadian border at the airport because he had warrants in America. So he sits out. They got creamed at Toronto. I hope that doesn't happen today. Really, I do. I laugh about it now because what else can you do? How does this happen? Think about it, Gurus. So it all happens. You got to roll with the punches, as they say, right? Atlanta Bulls are getting 5. No Levine, I don't think he's in and out. They play fine without. We'll see what that. We're getting a decent number. The Suns are on a back-to-back. We hope that matters in this spot. These teams are now vying for what we call in-play situation. Now they're at the bottom, right? This next game, Atlanta Hawks, ATL, again, a higher number. These teams are vying for positioning in the in-play games. They're playing teams that are in the playoffs. So that gives us a little more incentive to play hard. Again, they're not going to not play. They're here to win too, but they have more room, if you want to, if you will. Also, when you're looking at these teams, Atlanta, they were projected to go to the playoffs this year because they obviously have a very good point guard. They're going to go. It looks like they have a new coach from Utah. That's why Utah's doing well. Uh, but their disappointment, maybe they're starting to get it together now, Gurus. 8.5, Sacramento, good, very good home team. So, Young's got to step up his game today. Memphis, again, we're going to take those points. They're getting 7 at Toronto. No, of course, we don't have Morant, but they've traded their best player away. I think we'll be okay in that game. And the Bulls are at the Suns, who played yesterday. And Durant's older, Gurus. So playing for Durant back to back could keep him out of the game. That's he's not a young man anymore. He's up there, Durant, great player, Hall of Famer, but he's getting older. So we like our positions in these games, and this is what we're going with, Gurus. Again, I'll pull up. This is the first round robin for anyone who came a little later. I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. It's been an interesting challenge, Gurus. Because before I just focused on the games and the betting. Now I focus on the betting, everything, and I add the show, and I add social media. But I'm getting into it. I'm starting to send out text messages to these shows, First Take, Undisputed, First Things First, whatever one I'm following. If they reach out with a question, I'm awake. Right? I feel I'll send them an answer, and then I hit hashtag Sportsguru.vegas. That hashtag is getting up. I want to build that hashtag up. Stephen A. Smith has like 16,700,000 views on his hashtag. I have about 16, 17,000, right? That tells you how far I have to go. And, Gurus, every time I do this, I think about what if I wouldn't have stopped in 2019? What if I just kept going? But you know what, Gurus? I couldn't. I'll be quite very, very honest with you. When I got sick in December of 2020, the season, first of all, was difficult because there was no fans, and that was new to Mark and I. We didn't even know how to handicap. By the way, some of the players didn't have to play that year. They opted out of playing, period. It was a crazy year. And then I got sick and very sick in December. And it changed my life, Gurus, and successfully, sadly, not successfully, but with succession, I've been continuing to get sick, and it happens about twice a year. I catch that China virus in its mutation form, whatever they've mutated it to, and it hits me again. The long haul comes right back. And it's hard to get rid of. You can't ever get rid of it. It keeps coming back. And I don't know if this is not a medical show. I get it, Gurus. I'm sharing information with you because it affects me in a very profound way. And if you have family members, I went on the Chris Cuomo project, and you might want to go ahead and type that into your phone. Chris Cuomo is, if you don't know, he's a anchorman on News Nation, and he's had long COVID like Guru, and he's in better shape than me. Obviously, he's financially probably better off, but he's also physically healthier. He's been training for a long time. You can tell he has defined under his suits. But it doesn't matter what you've done. Sure, that can help you feel better, maybe. This is a very nasty thing, long haul, and they're just starting to figure it all out, Gurus. So I pray that I'm concerned about our future. I've started the show because I can't go out like I used to. This is more my home now. It's my office. It's everything. And and I'm happy in one respect and grateful, but in another, it's unfortunate. Now we have the Super Bowl coming up. Now everyone from everywhere is going to be coming. But that's when you live in a town like this, those are the consequences. And I've accepted those years ago. I went out years ago. I said, I'm not going to let this virus stop me. I let it slow me down like everyone at first. They shut down the hotels in Vegas. We were called ground zero for the financial issues that happened. We were ground zero for the economy being destroyed. We stopped. We closed the casinos. I mean, really, seriously, think about that, gurus. For 6 months, they closed them down. We couldn't go to one anyway. It was a very difficult time, as all of us know, and we're rebounding slowly from it. Actually, they didn't. They kept the strip closed for almost a year, I believe, about 10 months. They opened in March of 2021, I believe. And that's when things have progressively gotten better, I hope. Who knows? We hope so, gurus. That's why we do this show, because I've been sharing this on the show. Sports is our deflector. We don't have to deal with this. I watched 2 games yesterday that lasted 5 hours. If you count an hour pregame, that's about 7 hours. And, you have nice food you make up some nice food. You're with your best friend. You're watching games. You're doing what you love. You got some in-game action going. It's as best as you can make. Life is as good as it can be at that moment, and that's what you want in life, gurus. Make it the best for that moment. You may not have everything, but you make it the best for that moment. And that's what we do here. And we compete, gurus, right? So we're watching. I'll give you an example. I'm watching the Bills. I put on my scores on my phone, and I see Detroit's probably going to cover. So I throw some little hedge money out on the Chiefs. I took the money line to get off. I added a small straight bet on the Bills when I watched the game. I thought they were doing what they needed to do. I put about almost a round robin I normally bet for me on there. And so I had to get off some of that. And it was a very good game, beautiful game to watch. These two are it's like Ali Frazier. It really is, gurus. And anyway, we were on the short end, which is unfortunate for Buffalo, but we did hit the Lions. We hit the 3-teamer over the weekend, money line with the Ravens and the Niners and Lions that paid 2-1. So we did things to boost our profits too, dealing with difficult numbers. Now the spreads went 2-1 on those bets. Lions covered, Ravens covered, Niners did not, but we still made a little money off that. That didn't hurt us. That was our backup bets. So anyway, gurus, we have our basketball, our college. We need to win this today, right? We need to progressively move towards winning. I think we have the games to start that process today. I want you to add a little more if you're following, Guru. Again, I'm your guide, so do what you want. Mix these with games you like. Whatever you want to do, you're going to be okay either way. I'll help you make more, or I'll help you compete to get to a point where you make money. And then we go to the last one here, gurus. We have Memphis on the road, Atlanta on the road, Bulls on the road. And again, these teams are not bottom teams. They're right. They're 10 seed, 9 seed. Memphis is out, but so is Toronto. And we're getting a decent number. I like the coach for Memphis. He's a winner. He's not just going to give up this year. I think they make some attempts, and then they'll make some wholesale changes, perhaps. We'll have to see. Morant changed everything this year. He was suspended 25 games, I believe, and now he's hurt for the. You can't do that when that's your best player. If any team loses their best player, if Tatum goes on Boston, if Greek Freak goes, that's it. They will no longer. Embiid never can't Joker can't go to the playoffs, or excuse me, can't advance to even the finals in their conference. That's not going to happen, and they probably won't get through a round. That is possible though. They're all great teams. They probably would win a round, maybe two, but they won't win it. They can't. And so we're seeing that with Memphis now right in front of your eyes. But here's the second one, Gurus, all NBA. And I hope we keep sustaining wins. Go back and look at our videos. The NBA is solid for us, and that's good. That's exciting. And again, Gurus, we're in an investment environment, and you always want to look for what you're doing well. You have to contrast it with what you're not doing as well at. And you have to, and for me, this is my job, is to understand trends in the future. So we're obviously trending to, and I've been saying this, college basketball. I have to prove that, but we're trending for that to be our support system to earn money. We need basketball to maintain where we're at, which it's helping us do. And we need to maintain that even when the college starts winning. So we'll cross that bridge when it gets there. There won't be any more football after next weekend, Gurus, obviously, except for the Super Bowl. I plan on staying with the Ravens. If they get past the Chiefs, I'll stay with them in the next game. What I will say is this, and I heard this a lot, and Mahomes reminds me of Brady. When I think about betting against him, I get that same feeling like, God, I mean, how can this keep happening? And I know why it keeps happening because it's in here, but it's also in here. And they have the ability in their arm. And Brady, it's his mind. Mahomes, it's both. And they play on great teams that surround them with players, but they make everyone better. Everyone's better because of these two players. And how do you beat that? You don't. Sometimes you look at his numbers. So I'm going with the Ravens at this point because I just predict. And like some of the people you hear, I don't know if you respect any of them. I hope you do me. But I'm going to say it this way: not the Chiefs can't go every year. That's just part of life. It's humanity. So they're going to have a year they don't make it. I'm predicting it's this year. I could be wrong, obviously. I'm putting my money where my mouth is, which is more than these bozos can do on Disney, ESPN, and the other sports shows. They're not doing that. They give predictions. They don't put their money behind it. If their show's not built around them predicting games, if they was, they wouldn't have a show. They'll give out opinions because they fear most people are losing anyway. It really doesn't matter. And most people are losing, but they don't do it because of that. They do it because they love it. I'm for the people who want to win, who want to have a profit, and who want to learn what that takes to get to that point. And either you bet the games I tell you, which I've been saying that you're fine with. We're going to have a beautiful run coming up here. We already have an NBA. But it'll be bigger because more games are involved. So, but my job is to just present to you and predict the future in a responsible way for you. You can so you have some idea. Yesterday, Gurus, I said before the show, I'm sorry, when before the games during the show, I said, most people might wake up concerned about betting today. I'm not concerned. I'm eager. I'm excited to bet yesterday. I knew I had the Lions in my back pocket. I had tickets going to them. I added Buffalo to the Lions on the round robin yesterday with the uh, Houston Rockets. And I knew that was a reasonable, I actually thought we had a good chance of winning that ticket. And we did. If he catches that ball, Diggs, I'm glad I didn't get your name right. You're shit. That is garbage. You let your whole city down not catching that ball. It angers me, Gurus. That's a beautiful throw Allen made. Are you kidding me? And a critical time. The end of the game and they needed it. Beautiful throw. You watch it 100 times. Watch it as much as you want. You got to make that catch. It's disgusting. Anyway, Gurus, you know what though? We made money over the weekend in the NFL. 5-3. I have it about. That's solid. You could argue 5-2.5. That's not counting the 3-teamer I gave you on Friday, and the one that went 2-1 on the money line. So you made money watching these games. These were great games. Green Bay, Samba, great game. Sure, he played poorly Purdy. But if you like the Green Bay, you don't care. You love the game. I liked it, and I had the money line. I thought it was sad that Purdy played that bad. Now they're saying he has a. Hold on, Mark chatted. Mark asked a question. Good. I'm going to post that next one. They're saying that Purdy struggles with the ball being wet. I heard Michael Irvin on a show I do respect. Undis- Undisputed. I respect that show. He did say that Aikman had trouble throwing the ball. Okay, fine. He had a good fourth quarter. He had a good last drive, Purdy. Let's see what he's got. I'm going to wait on this game, Gurus, till Friday to talk about who I'm going to pick. Mark just posted this. I'm going to put this up for you guys. Thank you, Mark. Montana Grizzlies. So we like this game today, Gurus. These plays are usually very consistent for us. And so you can add more to that. Mark's smart, right? We're all family here. We're all smart, right? That's why we listen and watch each other. I agree, Mark, with that. I did tell Mark to add more to the round robin. That's how I do it. That's why I call it's called the show's about round robins. If you go on YouTube, you'll see it's round robin betting with Sports Guru. I like the round robin, Gurus. I'm attracted to it. For 3 years, I've been betting it, and would you do better if you bet straight bets? Yes, I've been saying that for a long time. We were close until this last week again. And now the straight bets are better if you bet that over the round robin for monetary purposes. But Guru's here for not only monetary. The main reason I'm here is to help make this more exciting, more enjoyable for you, where you're competing. You're always one away, not always, but that you can't win three unless you're one away. That's the way it works, Gurus. I'm sorry. If anyone says any different, don't listen to them. If I say we're one game away, we're on a three-teamer here. I'm not saying we're one game away from a straight bet. That's absurd. We're one game away from a three-teamer. That means 3-0 instead of 2-1. You're still making something generally. That's the difference. And I like that concept, even though from a monetary standpoint, it's not as profitable. It's not. But who cares? Now, what do I also, Mark? And it will tell you, and other investors, what can you do about that, Gurus? You can bet straight and then back it up with my round robins. Do that. That way you cover them both. Do I do that? I do sometimes. I'll bet more on an individual game than I will on after giving them out. I'll add maybe to an individual bet. Yes, of course you can. There's no rules here. I'm here to be a guide for you guys. That's what I'm here for. And you know what? I talked to people in the book. They've never even bet a round robin. These are guys who've been betting for years. I go, what is that? They don't even know. So I like that. I'm showing them something that they can understand and get into. And it's a tool, right? It's like any other tool. It's a tool for investing, just like an option is in trading. You can buy the stock, right? Or you can buy an option on the stock, excuse me, an option on the stock. So why do you buy the option? To accelerate your profits. So if you're a good investor, like I know a couple people who are, they'll tell you to invest in options during the uptick in the market, right? If you're buying options in the last, I would say, what are we in now? I would say mainly since December or January 1st, you'd be winning. The market's been going up. It's up 5,000 points in the last 2 months, I believe, Gurus. Or it might be three, Mark. Do you know? Yeah, it's up 5,000 points from what I remember. I think it even 32 lows up to 37, almost 38. That's option territory if you have that understanding. I'm so slammed into this, I can't even think about that right now. Park your money in dividend yielding stocks that if you want to have conservative ones, you can do that. If you want a riskier dividend, you can go into more riskier. You look at the stock rate, the yield ratio, and you find out what risk you want to make depending on the what what are you buying into? What area of the market? Is it technology? energy, figure out where the money's going to be moving in either an upward or downward projection, and buy a relatively stock that has a dividend that you're comfortable with. Because typically you're supposed to just hold these positions, but in a market that's hot, right? You can go to Nasdaq, you can go in any of these markets and make money quickly, and you just got to wait for that opportunity. Now, Trump says that the market's gone up, the stock market, because he's going to win the election. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Look at his numbers right now. The market's been correlating. If you look at it, because I'm a Trump supporter, I campaign for him. If you look at the market gurus, right, it's been going up since Trump's numbers are solid. I want you all to think about that. That matters, gurus. Is it the reason? I can't say that. Neither can Trump. Of course, he's going to tell you that because he's running for president. Can anyone verify that? The answer is no, but it sure is very coincidental, right? And the market did some fantastic things under the Trump administration. And even in the Obama administration, it went up quite a lot, but it was due off a major correction downward. In the case of Trump, it was already going up. He just unleashed the Fed Reserve to make it easier to borrow, and they went crazy then. So, and he'll do that again, and he's going to drill. So our energy prices will come down. That's when the market and the real estate generally will go up again as these interest rates fall. Thanks, Mark, for sending that. He's right. This is a good bet. We hope that both of these bets are Prairie View and this game. But again, we all home teams are where we like to park our money. Speaking of parking money, NBA again, gurus. Let's see. I think this is what we had. Oh, that's different. Sorry, gurus. Let's see. Real quick, and then we'll close the show. Mavericks staying with them home off this. Hopefully, we'll pick on Boston 2 days in a row. Prairie View on the road. Hopefully, they win again. And then, or we cover. And then Montana, we need that on the money. They have to win, gurus. And then we go to the NBA, Memphis on the road. We've talked about these games for anyone who has. Now, I'm going to post all these on TikTok, Twitter. You know that. That's why my viewers have gone down. I understand that. I don't care. I'm going for volume and any way I can get it, gurus. I need this show to grow so it can be solvent and sustain itself. I can get paid people. We have to grow. And I have to make that happen by giving you a reason to watch me. And I'm doing that, gurus. We're competing all the time. Go on any platform, on any podcast. I'm right there. I can handle my business. I've been doing it longer than they have, probably. Most of them are out there. So, but you know what? I always tell you, gurus, if you have someone helping, you stay with them, but don't ever stop watching this show because this is the real deal here. I give it to you like it is, gurus. I have no motives but to get subscribers, followers, and help you become successful. That's the way it works. So that's my job and that's my standard. So with that being said, you have the games. Again, it'll get busy in basketball now. It'll get busier because there's less football. They'll be playing more basketball. That's how they kind of do it. It's a system though. It's a lot of games Thursday, a ton of games Saturday, some games Sundays, a lot of medium games Wednesday, light board Monday, blah blah blah. We've been doing this for 25 plus years, Mark and I, but we love it. The satisfaction is winning the winning the round robin. That's the satisfaction. When you hit that, you've done it. You feel good about it. Or I'm talking about a nice clean one, minus 120, 130. You hit that, hit the money line, hit it all. And we need to have days like that, and we will, gurus. Mark and I are ready for that. We have to be ready. We're ready for that to happen. If you're not ready, it can't happen for you. And we're ready to sustain it because we have the experience, and we'll get that done. It's not easy for us, gurus. Mark's 63. I'm getting up there with the long haul, but we get it done. Him and I, we plan it out, and we get it done for you guys. And we want to thank you guys for being here. If you could, gurus, share the show. Try and get me some subscribers. That would be nice. That's a great way to help me in the show. Keep it going. Follow me on TikTok, Twitter, share that with your friends. It is the network's going every day. I get new followers coming on every single day, and I'm putting out the videos to earn that. And I hope I'm helping people. I know it's not easy, but I also know gurus without any experience. If you're actually trying to win at doing this, you won't. If you want to shoot in once in a while and bet your own picks, have fun. And watch the show, though. I'll help you in that process. This is knowledge because games pretty much just repeat themselves. We call them matchups. Do they always look the same completely? No. They look very similar, and that's close, but there's usually a snag. Yesterday, I told you on Saturday, I had some potential bets I just couldn't bet. There wasn't enough. But you keep trying to find enough, right? And that's our job. It's like looking for gold. But it's a process, but we know how to do it, and we're giving that to you gurus, and that's our gift to you. It's also what we've learned, and it's hard work for us, but we're going to deliver it to you guys. So come back tomorrow, gurus. On the show we shoot at noon to 1 Monday through Friday. I appreciate you being here. I want this show to be global. I pray that I can do everything in my power for that to happen, and I can give you the results to make that possible. So I would like for you to come back tomorrow at noon, gurus, or watch it whenever you can. Live's better. Comment. Let me see. I think Mark left one more. He did. As we leave the show, here's what Mark says: NBA is very hot right now. Thank you, my friend. Thanks, Mark. And he knows that, and we know it. You always have to look for the upside, gurus. Let's hit these games. We obviously want to hit the college one. We're going to add a little more to that, like I said. But the NBA's been good to us. But we're doing our best, gurus, to keep everything going and keeping us there so we can make some money. Okay. So I'll see you all tomorrow at noon West Coast time. I want to thank you for being here today. Come back tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless.